Hello there, my name is Ryan Moore and I am the sound designer for the game What Lies Within. When approaching this product, I decided the best way to do this was using the random development, where I developed lots of different experiments of different sounds to see which one worked. This is probably a better approach than, say, the waterfall technique, because with that one I'm stuck just doing one sound and one motion. But with sound design in general, it's really handy to be able to experiment, because you can find lots of different sounds. So for this project I'll be using things like fruits, bits of metal, rocks being on the floor. There's a lot, put it that way. But just to give you an idea of how sounds can be developed, what I've got in my hand here would appear just to be a slinky, but this was actually what was used to make laser sounds in the Star Wars movies. I will demonstrate to you right now. There's like, originally, if I just do this, yeah, it doesn't sound much, but the sound's in here, and hopefully you'll pick it up. And what you can do is use an amp microphone to pick that up, and then I can edit on the software using Logic Pro, which is the program I'll be using to edit all of these sounds. The reason I chose this one, mainly because it gives a lot of options to like modify and just basically change the sounds, and it's very experimental too, which suits the rapid development. So without further ado, let's get recording. And with this sound effect, what we're about to try and record is the mass toad sound effect. And since he's essentially a frog, this makes quite a nice croaky frog sound. And that can be edited in Logic Pro, and we can probably make it a bit more deeper to make it sound more menacing, but this is a good start. Yep, as part of the weapon sound effects for when players attack, since most of them have melee and sword weapons, the best thing I found to help represent that is using this ruler, even though it doesn't look like one, but it is, to replicate a attack motion. And you know, this can be sped up, and it can probably cover all the areas for like swords and throwing daggers, for example. These will just be edited in Logic Pro and have a Doppler effect, and hopefully that can replicate a sound of something being thrown. That'll do. Another sound effect that we're just going to currently work on is for when the players enter the boss room, to summon the boss essentially. We've got a cowbell here which makes a nice sound of a bell. What we'll probably do is probably edit that and put a lot of reverb on it just to make it a bit more unique and try and make it a bit more Gone-like essentially. So for footsteps, which probably won't be used in the gameplay, but in cutscenes it will be, if I remember rightly, in Farah's cutscene. So to replicate that, thanks to the set we got here, just a simple case of taking off shoes and replicating people around. Okay, so about to record a bit of a soundtrack for one of our characters and Darnie's storyline, just to represent a temple essentially. So what we've got here is nice bells and maracas and time just to represent the whole healing thing in the area. And that's it. Just about to start some Foley sound effects for the What Lies Below soundtrack, and these involve deaf sounds such as using tomatoes, which will make a nice squishy sound. Same with an apple, it's a bit more experimental, and lettuce as well makes a very good crunch sound effect as well. Just recently finished recording celery. That's probably the best one so far for the death animation, and of course to have a bit more of a gutty kind of feel, you can't go wrong with a good old watermelon. But we're just about to try a lemon now and see how that goes. That'll do. Okay, and here I'm having our health sound effect, so when a player restores their health and picks up a potion, this is probably the best noise for it, which is nice. Old whiskey bottle, emptied by yours truly, filled with just water for now, and the key part of it is just making sure that the cork is nice and wet to get that sound effect, which is yeah, what we're about to do now. Okay, and we've just discovered what would probably be a very good sound effect for the Gemini creature, which is basically a horse and a knight mixed together, and since it's metal, it's a nice creaking sound, as you can hear. So, I'm going to record that now. Okay, so what I'm doing here in the hallway is I'm using the acoustics of this area to help bring out the dragon noise for our boss, which we're currently working on. And well, here we go, just to give you an idea. It makes that kind of raw sound effect, which kind of guessing dinosaurs or something like that, but yeah, I'm gonna have a go at that and see how that comes out.